Let me go and steal this house. Something. So the system makes a phone call to the owner of the house. You can see. You can pick the phone and maybe listen what is going on here, but cannot be heard very well because of the frequency. So then if you are very far from your home, you can be able to view what is happening. Come closer and see what's happening. So you can see myself there using your smartphone. Despite where you are, the distance does not matter. Even if you're in Nairobi, you can be able to see who is inside your house. And also it keeps making a phone call to you every minute, every second. And you can see. Also, you can see me from that end using the screen. You can see me, what I'm doing. You can just see the wave at me. Yeah.
My name is Peter Kamanga. I'm the father to Francis Kamanga, who is bring the innovation of security system, and he started doing this after his chip was stolen by some people.
Yeah.
And he decided to make an innovation that is going to prevent that happening in the future. So he's been working on it for the past almost is it 2 years? 2 years, and so far it has been good, and it's been a long journey. It has been a long journey, and so far so good. And I've always supported him in his endeavors, and I believe that he's quite good in whatever he's doing. I have seen the system working. Despite all the challenges that we got and the financial aspect of buying the appliances that are needed, but I believe that the system is good.
What are the challenges? Can you specify?
I believe the challenge is the financial aspect. But I believe that once he's successful in his innovation, it's going to pay off. But sometimes he needs some money, and at that time I don't have it, so we have to put it on hold.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other challenge is that sometimes he has to go and look out for some items, and he can't them outright. Yes.
What will you encourage other parents?
I would encourage them to support their children in whatever they are doing. And I'm very happy with the new education system, the CBC, whereby if the children can be supported in what they are doing, I believe that they can excel in that particular field.
Yeah, what about the government, more so the Ministry of ICT?
The Minister of ICT would say that they are very supportive, and they should also try and make sure that such innovations are protected. Like we got the KIPI, that is the Kenya Institute of Property. That Kenya. I can't remember the initials what they stand for, but I know it's for property protection.
Yeah.
So that if at all you innovate something, they're able to come and make sure that nobody gets to copy that and benefit from the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secure the copyright, yeah?
Yeah, to secure the copyright.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
That's it.
So the main challenges that I'm facing is funding, because some of these requirements are a bit expensive for me. I remember there is a day I went to buy something and I could not have fare to come back home, and I had to survive that. So the main challenges I have is funding, and I would like to ask the person who is responsible for innovation, and I want just a little help so that I can be able to make my innovation move a bit faster, so that I can be able to commercialize my product and it's going to be useful to the people.
How much can it take to, set up the whole system? How much do you need for the whole?
It requires about 10,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah. Now, this was the original of what I made, and I'm going to show you how it works. So when I open this door, there are some effects that are going to happen. So you can see the bulb, and also there is a siren. Okay, also you can install it from other places. Maybe you are protecting your chickens, maybe up there. And let's see what will happen when I try to get in there or whatever. Wait. So the information is sent to this house. Maybe you are asleep and someone is stealing your property. A phone call is made to you, and also you can pick it and listen what is happening. And also when you are asleep, the noise and the alarm will wake you up, so the thieves will not have that time to steal your property. Yeah, so this is a more secure security system that's going to secure your home, your businesses, and whatever you are trying to protect. It's not easy to be stolen. This is an innovation that I have made, and I have so many challenges with the funding, and I believe if I have more money, I can advance it to a more better thing. Thank you. So this is the prototype that I began with, and I had won with it in various competition too, and I became number 3 in the county in science and engineering in 2020, and I'm going to show you how it works. So you can see when I open, there is the bulbs light themselves on, the power is supplied, and also there is a silence. Also, I made the bulbs to be at the side and inside, so that the person who tries to enter may think that there is someone who have just knew that there is a thief who has just entered, and then the bulbs light themselves automatically. Now the thief atafikiria amegojewa na mtu, so his intention itakuwa kupotea. And there is also the alarm. The alarm makes it, very, 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 it makes it very scared for it scares him away, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can you explain about the gadgets and all that? The
Gadget.
cost of all this?
Hi there, my name is Francis. I have made this security system that is called Skynet Kamanga, and it has capability of calling the owner of the house or any protected item, and it makes a phone call to the owner of the house. It also there is the sound alarm that is produced by this thing. Also there is an alarm, the lighting when one tries to enter the house. So I invented this thing in 2019 after my chickens were stolen, and I decided to come with a solution that will notify me when one tries to enter or try to steal my property. I'm going to know, despite I'm not allowed, or despite I'm very far from home, maybe I'm in Nairobi, I'm able to know there is someone who has entered my house. Yeah. And when I grew up, when I was a child, I was a person who liked discovering things. I was curious to know things, and I remember there is a day that I opened a radio just to see the people who are talking, where are they? And I opened and I could not see anyone in there. And then I decided to open a TV, and I could not see anyone, but I forgot that I was to return everything how it was. Then my father found me and found the radio and the TV open, and I damaged the radio, the capacitors, and that's the first time I was electrocuted by the capacitors, and that's the time I decided to love technology. Yeah. Then after I had done during my venture of this innovation, I have faced various challenges. The main challenge that I have is funding, because as I am a young innovator, it's very hard for me to go to the bank and borrow loan, and you're given an interest rate, you're going to pay as an interest rate of 12 to 20%, which is suicide for me. I will not be able to pay that. And other people are thinking I'm looking for charity or whatever, but I want to be able to start a company or something that's going to help the economy of Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Bernard Minor, Mr. A teacher in Guinea High School, Physics and Mathematics. Yeah.
How did you meet Kamanga, and what's the relation between you and Kamanga?
Okay, I met Kamanga in year 2020. I was the year physics teacher. That is when he was in Form 4.
Yeah.
And it happened that he was a member of Science and Engineering, that is Science and Engineering group. And so he had a project that he wanted to participate in, that is at Meledo Girls. And then the patron of the group had encouraged them to get someone who can guide them or who can direct them in their project. That is when Kamanga came to me with an idea, and that is when we started working upon the idea, which has brought him maybe up to this far.
Okay, what was the idea back then, and how far did the idea go?
Initially, Kamanga had an idea of coming up with automatic alarm door. Little he was starting from the scratch, not an idea that he could have, not an idea that he could have built or maybe come from somewhere, you know, where you can go and get something from YouTube and then you come. It was an idea from the scratch, where initially he wanted to come up with an alarm door where whenever maybe a smuggler or someone enters the house, the alarm goes on, but in his case, he was using a radio. So when he came up with the idea, I directed him on a way, instead of having a radio, he can work out maybe other sound. That is when I realized that the boy was more of talented, that he really needed something better than even not just producing a sound, something that can make a call, something that can be can maybe sense motion and so such kind of things. Yeah.
Did you pursue the project?
Okay, initially the project we presented at the sub-county level, yeah, it was well accepted because he emerged position 2, that is in the sub-county level. So that one, I think, gave Kamanga that motivation to work much more on that is on his project. Now before moving much or doing much of that is much on his project, the corona wave came and they were about to present in the county level. But Kamanga came to requesting to me, Molim, can I go with these operators home so that I can see on way I can advance the project. So I was not reluctant. I gave him the permission. He went home with the apparatus. When during the COVID, we used to communicate through phone, and he used to send me videos, and he gave me ideas, and then I could tell him this is the way to go. He could send me the circuit diagrams, and maybe in case of any error, I could correct where necessary. So that is when he first, during the corona period, he came up with a very good circuit diagram of an alarm that whenever someone maybe gets into your house, that is your phone, the phone rings. Even it doesn't matter where you are. It was a very great move, and I really felt that this boy is very talented. Then later he told me that he can come also with he had a thought of something like it can sense motion. So I thought of how can we have some motion sensors, and we tried to figure out in one way or the other, and we came up with some motion sensors. At first it was a bit more of challenging because it was an advancement of the previous project. But he drew a good circuit diagram, and then I told him, can you try about that circuit diagram? So initially it had some challenges, but as he thought about it, it came up to be excellent. Because at that point, because the project, when it came to motion sensors and all that, it was capital intensive. It required a lot of capital, but he had good support from the family. So his family, I feel that they really supported his project enough that he was able to secure all those operators, and the project became functional. Did the school help in any way in terms of capital? I can say that the school really helped in terms of capital, because initially Kamanga had nothing. He had only idea. So when we were to project this, that is the project was to be presented, the school included, I would like to thank the administration led by Mr. Warotere, where the school gave all everything, bought everything that he had highlighted in his project, so that to ensure that the project is successful.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. In terms of innovation in this school, how is this coming along? After Kamanga, are more students open to the idea of, I can do this as a subject and further it in maybe in university and all that?
Okay, what happens is that Kamanga has left a very, according to the way that the student maybe have seen him in media and all that, he has left a very big urge for the student to pursue physics. Because if I look at the turnout for physics selection, most of the students have opted for physics and like biology. So he has set that is a step, a milestone for the others. So the group that is the group that he was in, that is science and engineering fair, we have seen more students joining because they have seen that doesn't not necessarily require you to have a lot of that is understanding in physics and all that, but if in case you have a talent, especially in discoveries, it can make him go far.
In terms of if the student have passion. Okay. Let me talk about the physics department. What are maybe the challenges you face? What's going on in your field?
Okay, in physics department, some of the challenges that we may face is that where you find a student maybe chooses to do physics, not necessarily because of understanding or anything else, but because he is talented in a certain area. So you find that maybe like Kamanga was very much talented in area of discovery, but now we relating to the normal theoretical part of physics, you find there is a challenge.
It's a bit challenging.
Yeah, there is challenge. So what as a teacher we opt to do is outside education. What else that can this student?
Bridge the gap between education and the talent.
Yeah,
and
sure.
All that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Hello.
Hi.
I'm good.
That's good. So, still you are pursuing the things you talked about.
What I knew Kamanga for is that he was never a lazy student. He was never a lazy student. He was always, that is, a student who is persistent. Because you could find him, Kamanga was known the whole school. But I don't know if there is any teacher who don't know Kamanga. Because he was one student who used to consult. So his performance, maybe in other subject, maybe it could have been, maybe in case of failure or excellence, could have been brought up along other factors. But I can surely say that he used to try the best. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wonderful. And maybe word of advice to parents out there who their students maybe want to try out these things, this tech, innovative stuff. What will you tell them?
So I would like to talk about the talent and also the education part. The fact that your student fail or maybe do not find him like he is foolish. There is also the talent part of it. You find that a student is very much talented, and yet you need to discover, you cultivate what is inside your student. Each and every one of us have something unique. So let the parent discover the talent in the student, and then you must cultivate, help the student, support him, but not a fact of maybe a student fail and then you seems like you are judging his performance of the student based on the books, but there is more outside the book that student can do, that even he can leave a mark. Just as we see, Kamanga left a mark, not because that he got an A, but because of what he was able to do well in high school. Yes.
Wow. In terms of the government, how would you like the government to chip in, or rather the Ministry of ICT?
Yeah, the ministry, that is the government, I would like to encourage the Kenyan government that it comes between with forums for youth, where we are able to sit down with the youths and see what the youth can do on their own, because these are young people, very energetic, very fresh, and so they may have ideas, they may have very good ideas that can lead to another level of technology in our school, in our country. So let the government facilitate, let the government come with forums where youth can meet, interact, so that they show their proneness in a certain area, and by so doing maybe we can have different technologies and which may advance the country that we never knew. My prayer is that the government to support fully this program where the youths come up with ideas, they are able to prove them, and also to support the youths who are talented, especially when it comes to youths who may have ideas. Maybe they can come up with a forum where a youth can go and sell an idea, such that now they see the way how can this idea accelerate the country, and maybe in case they vet and see that is a great idea, they can include the student and support him in every other resources that the student or the youth may require.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, what does Genya High School offer in terms of the kulikuwa na Science Congress?
Yeah.
What other programs do you have?
Okay, there is a lot of program in this school. There is except there is Science Congress. There is also what we have games. It is, and our school emerges to be very good in games, especially in volleyball and football. There is also music. This school has taken students even in Uganda for drama festivals and music. We have also other activities like journalism and tourism. We are mentoring young journalists in the school, where they start. There is a club for journalism. We have various clubs like also we have Red Cross and all that. There is a lot the school offers that can better the life of a youngster, that even after school he can get something doing, not necessarily based on education.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.